About 10 years ago, I had a dream unlike any other. I was driving down the highway when Static switched my radio to a Latino news station. My dream shifted to an on-scene news report somewhere south of the United States. A reporter was preparing to descend into a large hole that had opened up overnight, and as he rappelled down, black smoke erupted from the earth and there were screams of El Diablo before the station went black. Back in my car, driving down a Midwest highway, I saw the darkness growing on the southern horizon already. Suddenly, black helicopters ascended out of the sky. Black uniformed military men zipped down ropes and shot rubber bullets at windshields to stop traffic. Everybody was pulled out of their vehicles and lined up on the side of the road, men on one side, women and children on the other. I was brought to a holding facility with a bunch of other men and told to dress down to my underwear. We were forced to run around in a big circle like a school of fish while an old, stern military general re-educated us. "It is now the year 1, he said. And groups of men were brought on stage, lined up and stripped naked. I was one of them, and as we shuffled single file toward a sinister, horn-rimmed doctor at the end of the row, a smartly dressed politician-like lady walked up and down the aisle inspecting each of us with scrutiny and lust. She stopped in front of me, smiled at my body, and pulled me out of line. I was ushered past the doctor and saw what fate I just escaped. He was injecting the men with what sounded like the kickback air compression of a nail gun. The immediate screams of agony were followed by the stamp of a red chicken in a red circle on the forehead and hand of each man. I escaped, and the next thing I know, I am running through the woods. My family and friends start calling me and urging me to get the stamp. They say I must, but I don't want to. They beg me, but still I refuse. I run out of the woods and am met by a group of hippies in a schoolie heading west. They let me join them and we end up in a secret cove somewhere along the California-Oregon coast. There, a small tribe of people were living free from the constraints and constructs of society. I felt free and floated in the ocean as people danced and spun fire poi on the beach in the early eve. Suddenly, I realized that I had to save my wife. It was selfish to enjoy life when everyone else was still suffering. My cell phone rang, and I answered it. It was El Diablo, and immediately I was sucked into the screen and spit out into the mines of Moria. The devil looked like the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. He held me in his claw and screamed with the heat of a volcano in my face. My chest turned blue, and I pulled out a sword and stabbed the damn beast in his tongue. It screamed and let me go, and I fell. In that darkness, I knew my mission had only just begun. The true demon had already infiltrated the minds and hearts of humanity. I had to do something, but alas, that was the end of the dream.